Hi crafty friends, it's Lori with a craft party. Gonna continue on with our little golden book, The Poky Little Puppy. It was written in 1970, or actually 1942, but this copy was 1970. And I've got the spine off, the golden tape. I've got some material here that I'm going to use to make the spine, and I've got some material for the inside of the book, and we are going to set these off to the side. This is the signatures. A signature is where a group of papers have been folded to use for the inside of the book. So we've got two signatures. We're going to set those off to the side because we won't need those for a little while. I'm going to set the material off to the side because we won't need that for a little while. And then I've got some gold rickrack and some bias tape and binding. I'm going to set that off to the side for right now. And I'm going to set off to the side our golden seal for the spine. We're going to use that later. And I've got some cardboard. This is a little bit thick. I don't know how to tell you how thick it is. Let me see if this will work. I had to get it off. It looks like it's about 2 millimeters thick, I think. So, got that. And I want to cut some of the cardboard, because where this is bent here, I don't want to keep bending it because I want it to be as sturdy as possible, but where that's bent there for the actual spine, I want to secure that down to where it doesn't move. So I am going to get out my handy dandy cutter, set this front and back off to the side, and I am going to cut 2 strips that are 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay, and then I'll turn it over and go 3/4 of an inch. And that should have cut it. Yep, we got one for 3/4 of an inch. Now let's cut a second for the back side. Okay. Now we've got 2, and while I'm cutting, I'm going to cut for 1.5 inches to have for the spine. So that's 1.5. And this has got marks on it, but it's okay because we're going to cover it up anyway. So there's 1.5 inches. And we'll turn it over. And I'm going to go this way. 1.5 inches. Hopefully, yep. Did that perfect. We can put this cardboard off to the side for another golden book if we want. And I'm going to pull out the front and the back cover. And we've got... Okay, I'm back. We have our 3/4 inch cardboard pieces that we're going to put here. One here and one here. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep this from bending, because we don't want that to bend, because where we're going to have the spine in between, that's where it'll bend, is here. Oops, there. And we don't want this to bend. So first thing we're going to do is tape, not tape, but glue these down. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this. It's going to take me a little second. My bottle's getting low and got to wait for it to run down to the tip. Okay. And I'm just smushing it down so that that glue gets in that crevice there. and that'll keep that from bending right here. We're going to set that off to the side and let that dry. And we're going to do this one. I'm going to turn it my way towards me. And then we're going to put glue down in that crevice again. And I'm being generous with the glue because I want it to spread when I put that cardboard down. So we're going to put this down. And it doesn't matter which side we put the cardboard on. Right now I've got one upward and the other one, the excess hangs over the top. This one, the excess hangs over the bottom, but it doesn't matter because we're going to cut that off. So, got that. And we're going to let that dry. And I am going to get out my blade. We're going to go back to the first one and see if I can use this ruler. We're going to use the blade, and it's going to take us a few swipes to get through this cardboard. But just take your time. Because we don't want to cut into the book. There we go. Okay, and this piece I can throw away. We're going to let this dry some more while we do this one. I moved it. There we go. Yeah, it moved. Doesn't help that I didn't wait for it to dry. And there's that piece, and I'm going to throw the little piece away. Okay. So it now looks like this. Got fuzzies on everything. Okay. And then while I'm thinking about it, grab my pencil, and I'm going to measure this here. And you want to eyeball this. You don't really, well, you want to measure, but you don't want to go with everybody else's measurements because golden books aren't perfect. The little golden books aren't perfect. So one might be 8 inches long and another one might not be. So you don't want to cut it at 8 inches and then have your spine too long. Cut that off. Okay. Should be done with my blade, I think, for now. Put that up. All right. And you want to leave a little gap here, between here and here, and a gap between here and here. So we want to set it up. I'm using the lines on my mat. Bringing it in a little bit. And then using my lines on my mat again. Don't have them even. I'm just trying to get it as even as possible, because once you tape this, it's good. It's going to be there for a little bit. Okay, and I've got some Scotch tape, packing tape, that's got the threads in it. And I want to go ahead and lay this down. It moved a little bit, but hopefully not a lot. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Okay, and then we're going to fold this over. And if you notice, we're going to cover up some of the cover and some of the back with material. There's not really a whole lot we can do about that. We have to make allowances for that. There's that one. We're going to do the same thing again. And this is just going to strengthen the spine where it bends. Okay. And we want to pull this up then and fold it over. Let me find my bone folder. We want to make an edge down these where we left space. That way our little golden book looks like this, and it has a spine. And I want to try to press some of these out of here. Okay. And then I've got some material for this side that I'm going to use. And it's already, when I got it at the thrift store, it already had some iron-on material on it. So I'm not going to take that off or worry about that. I'm just going to leave it. It'll just help strengthen the spine some more. It's got a little bit of a corner here that there we go. Now it's a little more even. It's a little curvy, but not too bad. And we are going to make sure that we're covering up this tape. And we want to leave a little bit on either side. This just happened to come to be this big. I did not cut this down at all. So what I need to do is grab my ruler, because I need to see where the tape starts. See where my tape starts, so I can see how big to make the binding. There it is. And I'm just going to draw a light line. And I'm going to see if, with that backing on here, if it will let me cut it with my handy dandy cutter or not. Yes, it did. So we're going to put that excess to the side. Put the handy dandy cutter off to the side. And now we've got this material. I'm going to cut another piece the same size. I may not use it, but I'm going to do that. Because I'm not liking the way the cardboard is showing through the material. We may or may not use it. There we go. But if not, I'm sure we'll use it for something else. Put the handy dandy cutter off to the side. Now let's see if two layers look really good. I don't see the cardboard. So let's go ahead and we're going to glue one to the other. I just didn't want to see that cardboard through the material, through the material. And with the material being as light as it is, you could see the cardboard and you could see the white line of the book, the cardboard book. And I just really would like for us to not see that. And this will just take us an extra minute, no problem. And I'm just gonna spread the glue out with my finger when I get what I think is enough down. Because I don't want the material coming back up once it's down. Okay. And I've got a towel sitting here, so I'll get that ready. And I should have taken the book out from under it. Let's do this. I don't want the book getting glue on it if I can help that. And then we're just gonna spread this out with our fingers. Now you could use a credit card or a piece of cardboard. You don't have to use your finger if you don't want to. And then set it down here. Wiping the glue off my fingers. Okay, and now that should stick with no problem. And then we're going to put it on the cardboard book the same way. Now we are covering up where it says Golden Book, and we're covering up some of the pictures, but I think for the most part we should be really good. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze out a bunch of this Fabri-Tac on the back. We want to make sure we get plenty. And we're wanting to cover up that tape. That's what we're doing with the material, is covering up that tape. The tape is to reinforce the cardboard so that it acts like a book, a spine of a book. And we will also go through how to attach your signatures to the book. I don't know if it'll be in this video or not. I don't like my videos to be really long. So we may cut this up into a few videos. Okay, now we've got that everywhere. And then we're going to lay this on here, leaving a little bit of excess over the top and a little bit of excess over the bottom. And we're going to smush it down. And we got some on the book, so we're going to wipe that off. Okay, we got some on this side. And we're going to turn the book over, and we're going to glue this down. And it's okay if it doesn't line up perfect, because we're going to put material on this side as well. I'm going to put some down in the fold. Across here. And then also on this cardboard, the tape. And my glue is coming out kind of slow because it's about empty. And I want to use it all up before I open my new one I've got setting here. Got a lot of glue on here. We want to make sure we get those creases and then down the spine. Okay, that should be good for right now. And I'm going to use my finger again. Going to wipe that off with my towel. Fold this over. Fold this over. And then I've got the material. I think I was going to use this, but I think what I'm going to do is use some more of this instead. I need to put some glue on here. Okay, and I'm going to set this off to the side a minute because I did forget I need to cut this. And I am going to cut it 3 1/4 inches. So I need to do this real quick. I forgot I needed to cut an extra piece. 3 1/4. Should be about right there. And it's okay if it doesn't match up completely, because the Puppy Love material will be going over the top of this. It's got a crease in it, so I'm trying to get the crease out. Okay. Okey-doke. Grab my scissors. And we're going to cut this off right there. And we're going to cut it off again up here. Trying not to cut into the other material. Throw those little pieces away. And then I'm going to use some more of the Fabri-Tac and just Fabri-Tac the top of this so it stays down. That way it's one cohesive fold there. Okay, and again I've got it on my fingers, so I'm just going to use my towel and do the other side. Just takes a minute for my glue to come out, get to the bottom. Actually it's the top, but there's that. And we're just going to turn that over too. And we're going to have to let this dry. So I am going to end the video here while we let this dry. But we've got the Poky Puppy with a spine. And we just going to coax it down in all the areas. Okay, and there's that, and it will bend, and we will just kind of keep telling it what to do. So there's that, and we will come back with a part 2. Thank you for stopping by today. Really appreciate it. If you would, comment, like, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm of my channel. Have a great day. Hugs.